against this girl. Welcome to the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic. We're here at Corinth High School up because the host team, the Corinth Warriors, is about to be in action. We're going to have an invocation and national anthem. This invocation is from Tata Strickland, one of the players for Corinth. And now we will have the national anthem sang by a 13-year-old middle school student at Corinth Middle School, Addie Paige Pratt. This is your national anthem. Goosebumps are in full effect at Corinth High School for the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic, thanks to Addie Paige Pratt, 13-year-old middle school student. You know, there's a lot of scouts in the building for these prospective college basketball players. If there were country music scouts of any kind, they would be taking notes on Addie Paige Pratt. She nailed the national anthem, and we are ready for some basketball. We're going to get some starting lineups going for you here in just a second. We'll talk about those starters. This is game number 5 of 14 in this really unique Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic at Corinth High School. This is the home of the Warriors, and you're about to see the Warriors in action. They're going to take on the Wildcats from Bolton High School in Arlington, Tennessee. That's about an hour and a half drive these guys made, or bus trip these guys made. They are on the Class 3A level in the state of Tennessee, and they are led by one of the more interesting players you will ever see on the high school level. They are led by Jalen Fisher. According to ESPN, he is the number 23rd best player in the class of 2016. It's very rare that you hear this, but this young man is a true point guard. He is a pass-first, energy, defender, ball handler point guard. He's not a scoring, flashy, dunk the ball, pull up from deep type point guard like so many are today. He is a true point guard. I asked the coaches, what is the most impressive thing about Jalen Fisher? Very easy, one word, energy. They said this young man has a motor and works so incredibly hard. He has offers from Memphis, Mississippi State, Missouri, Tennessee, Ole Miss, USC, Arkansas, Baylor, and the list goes on and on. This young man is highly touted. in the class of 2016. The only loss these Bolton Wildcats have had is to the number 6th ranked team in the state of Tennessee, and that is Germantown. So they're off to a 2-1 good start. Corinth, meanwhile, 2-0. They have 3 straight state runner-ups in 2011, 12, and 13 on the 4A level. So it'll be a 4A Mississippi team versus a 3A Tennessee team, and we are ready to go. The gym is almost full. We've got a great crowd on our hands, and more will pile on as the night goes on because we've got some great great games to finish this one out. Finish this day out. We'll talk about some Corinth key players here in a little bit, but let's get to the action on the inbound. It'll be the Wildcats, and here is the aforementioned Jalen Fisher. Up top, he's going to work it around. That's Martavius Wilson, another one of the leaders on this team. Big size on the inside. Aaron Anderson on the wing. This is Malik Ross. Malik Ross, maybe an undersized guard. He's not real thick, but he is quite the ball handler. 3 ball from the big guy, Aaron Anderson. He's the last of the starting 5 I haven't mentioned. And that 3's off back iron, no good. Here comes Corinth, a very athletic team. They've got some size too. They're going to work it in and out. Baseline drive, shot in the air, no good. Good follow and putback. That's Hack Smith. What a basketball name. Your first name is Hack. Hack Smith will get the scoring started with an easy 2 underneath on the cleanup.
That's a ball player name right there, man. Ball player name.
Yeah, you could be baseball or basketball with Hack Smith. 3 on the corner. That's an assist for Jalen Fisher, and a 3, a silky smooth 3 for number 32. That's Marshawn McKinney.
But silky is an understatement.
That was wet. In transition, Corinth's going to let a 3 go. A stop and pop, no good. Off right iron for Kendall Stafford. He has looks from some lower level Division I schools. He's just a senior, but only in his 3rd year of high school basketball. Tore his ACL and completely lost a year of eligibility there. So a lot of people think he has lots of growth still to do. Fisher with the ball. Jalen in the lane. He draws lots of contact. No foul. And here comes Corinth back the other way. The Warriors on their home floor. They're going to struggle with the Bolton defense, a very active, hands-moving Bolton defense, and they are trapping out of it, forcing turnovers. Got a big man running, and that's why they don't handle the ball very much. That pass was at the feet. That was Martavius Wilson in transition, the 6'8 junior. He's drawn some looks as well, just for the fact he's 6'8 and he's a junior. He's a big kid in the middle. He will match up with Hack Smith down there.
A big fella made that error, but he made that error trying to do the right thing, get the ball in the guard's hands and run the floor.
And another appropriately named player, that is Trey Burkham for 3. Jalen Fisher, not much of a shooter, but comes back with a 3 and left it short. Trey Burkham with the 3 for Corinth. Fancy dribbling, a little wheel play that it was, almost like a dribble drive motion. Nice touch pass, and Jalen Fisher the air in transition. Here's Malik to the hole. He lays it in. Malik Ross, his first 2 points. And we are all square at 5. Over the back call on the press from Bolton. Bolton is going to be active, not just half court, but full court. They're going to press. You've already seen that twice in this game. Inbounding right in front of us is Kendall Stafford. And the Warriors all square with the Wildcats from Bolton High School in Tennessee. That would be Arlington, Tennessee is their location. Good look up top. How about the defense from Fisher harassing the defender, and he's going to draw a walk. Fisher is just a pest, as they say. And look at him pushing ahead. He's very good at the look-ahead pass compared to Kendall Marshall in some ways with his look-ahead ability. Ross again, Malik Ross, a difficult kind of contorted shot in the lane, but he gets that to go. 7-5 advantage for Bolton.
It's a great play there by Ross. You mentioned still has a little bit of ways to go as far as the girth, but good length, good size, and making the most out of his frame there on that play.
Stafford, little step back. Nice move. Hacksmith can't get the rebound. Loses it out of bounds. Bolton basketball. Fisher into the front court with those bright blue shoes as the whole Bolton team is wearing those. And a shout out to Corinth for their shoe game. Ooh, how about Fisher? Nice little move. Can't get the shot to go. Cleaned up, put up, and in. That is Martavius Wilson for 2. I'll get it in real quick. Corinth wearing Jordan brand shoes, and they look sharp. They match the uniform and everything perfectly, and they got the whole team to buy into those. Everybody's wearing them, so that's good. Fisher whistled for the foul.
As tough of a sell as Jordans can be, those guys are real altruistic wearing Jordans on the feet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good shoe brands out there. You look at Adidas, Under Armour products getting better, but it's hard not to have that bias towards Nike.
The originals, if you will. Pump those suckers up and let's play. And boy, they're going to get Fisher with another hand check. That's 2 on him. 2 quick fouls on Fisher.
You can hear some of that Warrior crowd applauding that call.
Ahmad Wicks handling the point guard duties right now. Pass deflection into the front row. Good evasive move by some elderly fans sitting courtside over there. Think quick on the front row. I mean, that's not for the faint of heart over there. You got to be ready. It's like a foul ball coming at you. Wicks now handling the pressure. Uses the pick, lobs into Hacksmith. Good catch, can't finish, but he was fouled underneath. Well, they're going to feed Hacksmith. He's big enough, and he can finish around the rim. They're not afraid to dump it down into him. Listed at 6'6".
And Coach Green was emphasizing that because, when you look at this Corinth team, they've got some guys that can get up and down, but extremely fast-paced, back-and-forth game doesn't really benefit them in this matchup. The half-court setting is tough outside of making sure Smith gets some touches, maybe getting some of the guys in foul trouble because Smith does have a size advantage over everybody out there on the floor right now.
Smith converts 1. Correction, Smith converts both. It's a 7-9 deficit for the Warriors. Pull up, make it 7-11. How about that shot? Not very often you see a 6'7" power forward with pull-up ability like Aaron Anderson just showed. That raised some scouts' eyebrows, no doubt. A dribbling expedition, and Anderson's in the thick of it again. We got a jump ball, some elbows flying. Good hustle, good effort, both teams. It'll be Bolton basketball still. And I am amazed year in and year out when I get to do tournaments like this, the way some of these high school players look at their age is astonishing to me. Their physical makeup I'm talking about. These guys are fit and strong and very, very well-conditioned high school athletes. 3 ball on the way, back iron and no good. Best look for Kendall Stafford so far. In transition, here's Bolton. Corner in the 3, no good. Cleared off of there by Stafford. And Corinth wants to push it a little bit. On the wing, that's Trey Burkham. He's got a 3. They're going to dump it down on the inside. Good strong move and 1 for Antares Gwynn. Antares Gwynn. I'll get the name right here in a second. Antares Gwynn. I'm going to get some help from the public address announcer on that one. We're in Corinth, so they would know the pronunciation of some of these guys. Try to talk with the coaches beforehand, but it's difficult to do when you have this many pronunciations to figure out in such a short span. But Antares off the back iron, no good. Loose ball. It's going to be last touch by a Warrior. It'll be Bolton Wildcat basketball.
Give Corinth credit. They really haven't established a rhythm on the offensive end. I'd say that's been more in the favor of Bolton, but still a 3-point game.
And we might have gotten away from it with a push off there. did A.J. Jones, or at least the crowd thinks so. Malik Ross in the lane. Jump pass deflected. It'll stay here with Bolton. Substitution, Ross will come out. Archie Bradley into the game, his first minutes. Tough inbound spot for Bolton. Always used to hate when you'd be stuck in the corner like this trying to inbound the basketball. They do so successfully. And here is Bradley, fresh into the game. DeMarco Morgan. A.J. Jones up top at the volleyball spike line. Gets a pick, going to work now. Jump stop in the lane, stop and pop. Good looking shot. A.J. Jones with his first two. Bolton by 5. Minute 15 to play in the first quarter. This Corinth crowd starting to get a little unrestless. They have an undefeated Warrior team. They want to keep it that way. 2-0 on the year. Interior passing. Good look down in the post, up and in. That is Antares Gwynn. They need to exploit that more often. That interior passing is there if they can execute.
Yeah, he did a good job. Had a mouse in the house with him and finished accordingly.
Morgan on the wing. Now this would be Bradley with the left hand, now the right. Up top to A.J. Jones. A.J. Jones scored on the last possession. He's getting a pick on the right side. Now he's going to give it up and run an offensive set. Pass coming right at the camera. And Marcus Burnett, my color commentary for this game, but also the founder of the sports utility vehicle, just saved himself some dollars with that deflection. Quick and active hands.
Yeah, could definitely say I operated in my self-interest there on that.
Right, we will cue the replay up on that later, and we'll put that on your highlight reel. 3 for Trey Burkham, no good. Cleared off there by Bolton. They've got 8 seconds, plenty of time. Bradley in the front court goes right at the big man and just plows him over. That is a charge in every sense of the word. Hard to the hole with Stafford. He's going to get called for the charge. Oh, an interesting play there as that pass was deflected. Archie Bradley has 2 points land in his lap to finish the first quarter. A disappointing finish for 16-11 is the advantage for Bolton. While we're at it, let's thank you to some of our sponsors here. After we get this Powerade replay, there's the quick bucket for Archie Bradley off the inbound deflection. Like I said, fell right in his lap, not how Corinth wanted to finish the first quarter. I want to thank our sponsors for the event and broadcast possible. We want to thank the folks at Powerade. They sponsor our instant replays as well. We want to thank the folks at Hampton Inn. Physicians Urgent Care right here in Corinth, Mississippi on South Harper Road, and Crossover Basketball as well. We've got some great sponsors. They help make this possible. And you know, this Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic is for the Lighthouse Foundation, a great organization. They've got a very noble cause. Look them up. You can go to lighthouseclassic.com for information on this tournament, and there's links on there to take you to the Lighthouse Foundation website. You can read all about them and what we're doing here. This is basketball. It's fun and games, but it's also for a really good cause. A.J. Jones working against the Ahmad Wicks. It's a matchup to watch. 2 very quick, athletic guards. Bradley up top, guarded by Stafford. Wide open look on the wing. Good execution of that offense. And Javante Ray made that 3 look very easy. If you're just joining us, Jalen Fisher on the bench with 2 early fouls. And we got a jersey grab that leads to a turnover. No, it doesn't lead to turnover. Corinth still has the basketball. I don't know how they ended up with that. Right on cue, here comes Jalen Fisher into the game. You'll have to excuse the coughing.
It's definitely that type of season, man. Not only is it a little chilly, but it may be 30 degrees one day and 75 the next.
It's up and down will kill you, and multiple games back-to-back like this, as fun as it is, will wear on the throat a little bit too. So bear with us if you're watching at home. Here's Jalen Fisher harassing the ball defender, or the ball carrier, like he does, the ball handler, I should say. This is not football. Fisher in on the trap there. There's an interior pass. That's what Corinth needs to do. If they can get post, he is almost unguardable down there. He's got a wide frame and knows how to score. In the post, errant shot. That's Martavius Wilson. Corinth will clear. Here comes Stafford into the front court. Look at the big guy handle the basketball right at Fisher. He draws some contact, no foul, and there's the whistle. It's Antares Gwynn going to the line for two. First from Wynn is through there. No rim needed for him. And he's got a quick 5 points to start this one. He leads all scorers. Back iron, no good on that one. Got some glass too as well. And here comes Fisher and the Bolton Wildcats quickly the other way. Fisher working. Nice pass on the interior, and that might be an offensive foul or a walk. I didn't see what the call was. Martavius Wilson really bullying his way in there, and they're going to get him with the charge using the elbow and shoulder to push off.
Now give these Corinth guards some credit. You know, as far as Fisher is concerned, he's a very shifty player, really shifty handle. They've done a good job of staying in front of him for the most part here in this game.
Here's Stafford. Trey Burkham. Tata Strickland in the game now as well. How about that baseline jumper? That's Antares Gwynn. He's really starting to put points on the board. He's got 7, leading all scorers. Corinth back within 2. Crowd starting to get into it a little bit. Jump stop in the lane for Bradley. No good, deflected. Corinth basketball. They've got a little rally going. A little run, look at the look ahead. Gwynn to the hole, reverse layup, had it blocked. Here's Fisher the other way, hard to the hole. Strong take, missed the layup. Gets his own rebound, slips and falls, loose ball, and he's gonna get called for his 3rd foul. The crowd loves it. Bolton does not. Jalen Fisher, playing hard, has his 3rd foul in the first half. And I'm surprised the sub does not take him out.
You know, he's a heady player. I think if he's one of those players to where you can leave him in the game and kind of trust his discretion and know he can't pick up that next foul too soon. I say that, but I must include the caveat that last foul, not a very smart foul. The ref let him tussle a little bit. Once he reached over, you got to realize you got 2 fouls. You cannot get that 3rd this early in the game.
And there is the sub coming in for him is A.J. Jones. Coach was going to leave him in for a split second and then thought better of it. Trey Burkham at the line, a smooth-looking free throw shot for him. He's got 4. 3-pointer on the wing, and now a free throw. A chance to make it 5 with his 2nd. And looking at a tie game, and he's got it. All square at 19. 5.5 to play in the first half at Corinth High School. It's the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic on Black Friday. We're having a great time. All the shopping is done. People are filing in. We've got 2 more really good games on tap after this one. On the interior, Bolton's working that inside and out game. They've used it all game. That's clearly their plan. Here's Bradley in the lane, kicks it out on the wing. 3 ball is good. That is Aaron Anderson with his 2nd outside shot. Junior Aaron Anderson, 6'7", has some scouts paying attention to him. Good penetrating kick. How about that find? Javen Morrison pushing the tempo and dropping that off. That's Tata Strickland, freshman guard with the 2. Penetrating kick, Anderson again for 3. That one needed no rim. He's got 8 back-to-back three-pointers for Aaron Anderson. And now a full court pressure forces a turnover and a jump ball alternating possession. It'll be Corinth basketball still.
So for those that might have thought those first couple Anderson threes were maybe flukes or an anomaly, he's showing that no, this is what I do.
And for a guy that size, that is a very coveted skill. Look at the NBA. It's the age of the stretch 4 and stretch 5 big men. Big men that can shoot are certainly coveted. Here's a steal the other way. Here comes Bolton in transition. Good hands by Trey Burkham. How about that play? It was a 2-on-1 fast break, and he stopped it. Will it lead to a bucket? Corinth's going to set up an offensive set. Dangerous pass there, but it got through. Javen Morrison. And we're going to get an offensive foul. That is a moving pick on Taurus Gwynn. He's got 9 points and a foul. Going to work on the inside against Burkham. That was a strong move, but no finish from Marshawn McKinney, and he commits the foul after the missed shot. And that puts Corinth in the double bonus. They'll shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way in this first half. 3:30 to play, 25-21 is the score. I'm sure the Bolton coaching staff is aware that the foul differential is 10-1, and I'm sure they've made that known to the officiating crew.
Yeah, and it's hard not to. I mean, you look at the perspective of a coach, obviously you want to be as neutral and as objective as possible, but it's hard not to be subjective towards your team. And when you look at a 10-1 foul discrepancy, you got to see it through that coach's lens. At the same time, a lot of that, again, you got to give credit to this Corinth defense. They've done a great job and have really helped get Jalen Fisher on the bench with his 3rd foul.
22-5 the score now after the free throw. 3:30 to play in the first half. Bolton running their offense. You got to watch Anderson away from the hoop, and that's exactly what they did. Anderson drew the defense away from the hoop. A turnover after the steal. Strong put back by A.J. Jones. Lost control of the ball, got it back, and put it in for 2. And now he's called for a reach-in, overzealous in the backcourt, and that'll be 2 free throws for Trey Burkham.
3 minutes, 5 seconds left to play in this second quarter. And I mean, if I'm Coach Green from Corinth, 3 minutes left here in the first half. I'm within 5. I got an opportunity to really get some free throw practice in the last 3 minutes of this first half. I got to feel good about status quo right now from my Warrior team.
Especially if it's Trey Burkham at the line. He seems very calm and cool. I probably shouldn't say that before he takes his last free throw, but it doesn't matter. He made that one anyway. And Corinth is right in this thing, despite the fact Bolton having what I would consider a more impressive first half. Corinth is right there in it where they want to be, down by 3. Going baseline is Anderson, and we've got a blocking foul on Kendall Stafford.
We've seen Anderson splash from outside for the majority of this game there, trying the baseline drive.
Sub for Corinth. This will be Taurus Gwynn back into the game. Anderson to inbound. He's going to throw it in the backcourt to Archie Bradley. Archie working against Burkham. Anderson way away from the basket, although he has proven that he has some skills out here. 2.5 to play in the first half. Bolton with a 3-point advantage and the ball. Step back attempt, but he threw it away. The whole gym was going to gasp if he let that three go off the step back. Instead, he turns it over. Corinth basketball down by 3.
And the attempted three would have either way been a better scenario than that last turnover.
And there is the guy they want shooting the ball. That's Kendall Stafford. He is the heart of this team, if you will, the hard worker on this team, they say. Back the other way, A.J. Jones really being a pest on offense and defense. He's getting breakaway buckets, and how about the nifty ball handling for Corinth now into the front court. 3 is good in the corner for Tata Strickland. He's got 5. The freshman coming up big. Corinth has the lead. Tata with the steal. And Tata's fired up. Tata Strickland brought some life to this team. This kid can do it all. He blessed us before with the invocation before the game started. Now he's the smart bench. Hits the 3, gets the steal, forces the foul, and goes to the line. Chance to stretch the lead to 2 or 3.
Man, if you're Warrior Nation right now, you have every reason to feel good and be pumped up because it was the Warriors that were in the doldrums to start the game off. Since then, they weathered the storm, tightened up the defense, and they have a Bolton team frustrated right now without their leader, Jalen Fisher, in there also.
He goes by Tata. First name is Xavius, and I thank the coaching staff for giving me permission to call him Tata. A little easier to come off the tongue than Xavius. He comes up empty at the free throw stripe, though. It'll be a 1-point advantage for Corinth. Bolton with the basketball. Just over a minute and a half to play in the first half. Burkham falls down, and this is Bradley in the front court, loses control in transition, and Taurus Gwynn hard to the hole, but can't get the basket to go. Rolled around the rim multiple times, a couple laps before it danced off the iron.
I can't remember the exact player because I just saw a couple black jerseys really hustling to get back there, but Gwynn was really scooting there, and for Bolton to get back and help hurry that shot, it's a good job of not giving up on the play.
Yeah, Javante Ray in on that mix, flying back to help. Bradley in the lane, wild shot, no good. Anderson's put back unsuccessful in transition. Corinth, a back tap, ball loose. Burkham in the lane, wide open, gets the roll. Trey Burkham is, I believe, the leading scorer for Corinth so far. A minute to play, and they force another turnover. Here's Tata Strickland into the front court. They've got numbers. He throws it away. Wild scrum on the floor. Strickland gets it back and lays it in. Tata Strickland. It ain't always pretty, but he's getting numbers right now. Strickland turns the ball over, but it's persistent and gets a bucket. Bolton is flustered right now. Bradley with the crossover in the lane. He's fouled. And it will be on the floor. That was Archie Bradley going to the rim. Correction, that was Malik Ross. But basket is disallowed, no continuation. Timeout, Bolton. That was a wise timeout. They were looking at a turnover. Had that timeout not been called.
Let's take a look at how the play of Strickland has really helped invigorate this Corinth team.
Tata Strickland all over the place. You see him in the corner. Just spot up, set his feet, square his shoulders, and knock down a smooth 3. Instant replay presented by Powerade. And not just the 3 ball for Strickland, but also doing it on the defensive end. Just being a pass, getting deflections, came up with a steal, got fouled, deflected a loose ball, and then ended up with it for an easy layup. And that's the 5-point advantage. The 3 and layup from Strickland. There's your 5 points right there. That's got Corinth on top, 34-29. 30 seconds to play in the first half.
You touched on it as far as the pride and the moxie that goes into not only representing your team but where you're from and your area. And it's no exception when it comes to Corinth and their home floor, taking the home turf very seriously here this evening.
Up by 5. Bolton with the basketball. Here's Archie Bradley up top. Excuse me, that was Malik Ross. I'm getting those two mixed up. Here's Anderson. Anderson going to work with the left hand. He slips and falls. I've seen several players slip today. Condensation on the floor. This floor, anytime you're in an old gym like this with the concrete walls, when the weather changes, your floor usually is going to get a little slick. And so that's what we've seen, I think, as well as this many games being played on it. 13 seconds for Corinth to get off a shot. A bucket would be huge. They lead by 5. Burkham called for the walk as he was avoiding the streaking defender. And here's Jalen Fisher into the game for the final 9 seconds. Fisher's going to probably try to go to work on his own here. He is fresh. He's been on the bench a while. He's got 4 seconds. He's going against Tata Strickland. Crossing over, bounce pass in the lane. Floater is rejected by Stafford. A big defensive play to finish the first half. Bolton 29. The Warriors playing on their home court 34. This is the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic. This broadcast is powered by SUVTV.com. Don't go anywhere. We have more action coming your way next.
And you see some of the hustle displayed by Corinth leads to another bucket. Right back with the action after halftime.
Video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding. Crossover intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect.
Welcome back to the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic. We're in Corinth, Mississippi, at the home of the Corinth High School Warriors. Sponsors for making this event and broadcast possible. We want to thank the folks at Powerade for all of their contributions. In Physicians Urgent Care right here in Corinth, Mississippi, and Crossover Basketball. So we get ready to start the second half of I'm looking at game number 5. This is game number 5 of 7. We'll have 2 more after this. On deck, we've got Lee High School versus Provine, followed by Callaway High School versus Madison Prep out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This place continues to fill up. We'll have some college and maybe even an NBA scout or 2 here to watch Malik Newman in that nightcap. That will be some interesting, it'll be an interesting thing to see how many people show up and who all shows up. Long 3 attempt for Bolton to start the second half. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not what the Bolton coaching staff wanted on their first possession out of halftime, trailing by 5. Here comes Corinth, a chance to extend their lead to start the half. Here's Hack Smith in the lane. Good ball movement, kick out, 3 in the corner, no good. Long rebound, and here comes Bolton. Jalen Fisher back into the game with 3 fouls, working with great ball handling skills. Kicks it up top. Shot on the way, no good. Cleared out, rebounded by Bolton, and again, you've got Corinth with their active hands. They're not pulling every board, but they're getting all kinds of deflections and just causing havoc for Bolton ball handlers. Whoever has the ball is getting harassed.
Yeah, they've done a great job this entire game. Big reason why they lead by 5. I'm sure a lot of people outside of Corinth, when you look at this matchup, they did not expect for the Warriors to be up to start the second half. They played like they've expected that.
Bolton, a 3A school out of Arlington, Tennessee. Malik Ross 0 for 2 to start the second half from downtown. Those are his only 2 shots. And the only 2 shots for the Warriors, or I'm sorry, the Wildcats. Interior pass to Hack Smith, deflected, batted around and out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. It'll be Corinth basketball playing on their home floor. Here's Hack Smith on the wing. Gives it to Stafford for 3. That was a big shot. No tip on the interior. Back up to Stafford, no good. Stafford comes up empty on 2 good shot attempts there. That was a good look from Antares Gwynn. On the wing, interior pass goes right into the hands of Corinth. Back the other way, it's Quentin Patterson. And Taurus Gwynn on the wing. And Taurus gets it to Stafford. Stafford up top. Working against a smaller defender in Ross. Surprised they haven't taken advantage of Stafford in the post. Here's Trey Burkham off the peel around, got the down pick, came up ready to shoot, had the hands ready, catch, shoot, 3. He's got 12. Leads all scorers. Jalen Fisher right back at him, his first points of the game.
I don't think anybody knew coming into it that he would have to wait until the third quarter to get his first point.
Steps back and again drills the 3. Same spot, same result. That one was off a steal though. And all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. Trey Burkham into the front court. Back-to-back trays for Jalen Fisher. He's ready to play now. Here's Stafford going to work against Fisher, trying to draw the 4th foul. Here's Hack Smith, got away with the walk, kicks it out to Stafford for 3. He got it. It turns into a 3-point shootout. Stafford says a little something to his defender on the way back down the court. Malik Ross shot, no good. Big rebound inside, deflection up in the air. Hard to the hole. Good take, Marshawn McKinney. He'll go to the line for 2, forcing the issue.
Hey, I'll take this pace and efficiency from three-point land any day. Keep it going, fellas.
Starting to think I'm watching the Shannon game again. If you missed that, Shannon High School came in here guns a-blazing. Lighting it up from downtown, scored 90 points in their game.
You said guns a-blazing, you can still smell the residue, man.
They were lighting it up for sure. A 2-for-2 trip for Marshawn McKinney. 40-37 your score. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Trey Burkham trapped. Hack Smith over the shoulder but turns it over. It was a nice pass, but Jalen Fisher just read it. Fisher, shake and bake, bounce pass. What a look. Malik Ross for 2. A gift-wrapped 2. Jalen Fisher presses the issue. Nice bounce pass. He's got 2 assists and 2 threes here in the second half. It looks like Fisher is ready to play now. 4:17 to play in the third. 40-39 is your score. Corinth on top. We'll take a quick break and come back with more from the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic as we look at Jalen Fisher going to work. the Warriors of Corinth High School and the Wildcats from Bolton High, which is in Arlington, Tennessee. About an hour and a half drive for them to get here. Here's Stafford in the front court, ran into a trap. Trey Burkham is filling it up. Trey has 15 points, 3 threes. Malik Ross looking for an answer. Going to go right by Hack Smith, kiss it off the glass for 2. Malik Ross has 8. It's a 2-point game. Right in the middle, here's Trey Burkham feeling the pressure. Almost walked, got it up to Stafford. Here's Stafford, left hand into the lane. Stop, thought about the shot. Here's Hack Smith. Now Stafford. Stafford working against Ross. Good battle here. These two have been jawing with each other a little bit. Oh, an errant pass picked out of the air by Anderson. Look at the big guy pushing on the break. All the way, drops it off to Ross.
And Fisher not happy there on that play. It's not about him getting the ball and scoring. Like you mentioned, he's an unselfish player, but he's also a point guard by his nature and how he sees the game. He was wide open. He wanted to be able to get that ball to either make the shot or be able to, kick it off to one of his teammates. Anderson took that ball a little too deep and almost turned it over as a result.
And I'm with Fisher on that. Get it to your point guard, and you're probably going to get it back if it's Jalen Fisher. He's a true point guard. He'll make the right play. Good interior pass on the inbound play. That was all possible by the pass, but Martavius Wilson missed the bunny, and it'll be Corinth basketball after the jump ball. Quentin Patterson and Trey Burkham working against the press. Burkham lost control out of bounds, but it'll be Corinth basketball. That was last touched by a Wildcat. Play was fluid and fast to start the second half, but it's come to a screeching halt. We've had several deflections, ball out of bounds, couple fouls, and now things are kind of slowed to a grind. We'll see if this offense frees up again. All it takes is a couple shots.
One element I'm looking at is to see, we saw a lot of Corinth's offense to go into the halftime period with the lead. We saw a lot of that be caused by defense forcing turnovers and creating offense that way. With Jalen Fisher on the floor more now, we'll see if that trend continues or how they manufacture points.
Anderson clears the miss from Burkham. Here comes Malik Ross in transition, draws some contact. Tough shot, and he got it to go. Malik Ross has 10.
Kind of a Quindari Weatherspoon kind of shot right there. Good defense, tough shot, just seems to be able to stick it.
Quentin Patterson throws it away. He was looking for Antares Gwynn in the post, pushing it in transition. Malik Ross, big 3 on the way. Off front iron, no good. Good board on the backside. Javen Morrison with a much bigger defender on him gets the rebound. Corinth in transition. Bounce pass to the corner. That's Tata Strickland. He loses it. Here comes Fisher. 2-on-1. All the way to the hole. He lays it in. Jalen Fisher, a big bucket. He's got 8, and we've got a great game on our hands. Bolton has regained the lead. They are up 45-43. Crowd is restless. Good pass on the inside. Strickland, pump fake, shot. He's fouled. Will go to the line for 2. Credit Javen Morrison. He is working very hard just to get the ball up the floor. Been working with a full court pressure the whole game. Lots of conditioning for Javen Morrison. And Tata Strickland is 0 for 3 at the free throw line. He's got a second coming his way. This would cut the lead to 1. Minute and a half to play in the third. Strickland second. Off iron, no good. Look at Trey Burkham chase that down. Threw it off the leg of Anderson. And it'll be Corinth basketball. That was a great play by Trey Burkham. And I'm not sure if the crowd even appreciates
I was just gonna say
that was spectacular.
It doesn't get you the oohs and ahs except from your coaching staff when they're reviewing film.
That was an offensive rebound off a free throw miss. Strickland goes 0 for 2 at the line, but Corinth still has the basketball thanks to Burkham. Baseline jumper should have taken it, passed it up. That was Quentin Patterson on the interior on Taurus Gwynn. Shot up, no good. Stafford trying to clean it up. Loose ball on the floor. Correction, that is Tata Strickland in the middle of that. And it'll be Bolton basketball after the jump ball. Here comes Anderson back into the game. Can he get his touch again?
You notice Jalen Fisher playing some nice defense inside, but keeping those arms straight up. Does not want to pick up that fourth foul.
Straight up. Very heady play there. 1:04 to play. 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Bolton with a 2-point lead and the basketball. Jalen going to work. Jab step. Very good ball handler. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout from Bolton. They want to talk this over. This is a key possession. 48 seconds in the third. The question is, will Bolton come out of that timeout and hold for one shot? A look at Jalen Fisher in transition. You know, he started that play. He was behind the two defenders, or in front of the two defenders, I should say, and blew past both of them to get the easy two. It's a very neat event, the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic. We've got media guides here. We've got lots and lots of people starting to file in. It's kind of steadily filed in as the night has progressed. There's great concessions. If you're in the area, there's no need in staying home. Come on out. It's not too cold, not as cold as it could be for this time of year. Your Black Friday shopping is over. You've gotten a good nap in. I know your day. And now you're ready to come out and watch some basketball. Corinth High School is waiting on you.
And, you know, you love the type of events that bring people from all over, all parts of the country, and this is one of those also. But it's nothing like the events to where you really have the home crowd come out, whether you've got a student at the school or not. It's just a destination for good basketball for the locals.
Makes for a rowdy atmosphere and a lot of fun to be in, whether you're broadcasting, playing, or coaching, whatever it may be. And speaking of coaching, we will have potentially two of the top 5 programs represented tonight. And Coach John Calipari from Kentucky is rumored to be here tonight, as well as Bill Self from Kansas. 2 top 5 teams will both have coaches in attendance tonight, supposedly. Maybe they'll come tomorrow night, maybe they'll come tonight, but they will be here. Jalen Fisher had a beautiful crossover and lob to Aaron Anderson, but he could not haul it in and flush that one home. Corinth catches a break. They trail by 2 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more action from the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic right after this. This broadcast is powered by SUV TV. This is the Lighthouse Classic on SUVTV.com, thesuvtv.com. Don't forget the "the" at the front of that web address if you're telling somebody else to tune in. It's Corinth and Bolton going at it. We got a 2-point game in the fourth quarter. Pass deflection. Here's Anderson in transition. Just tries to go right over top of the defender, and he's called for the travel. Anderson really thought he was going to get 2 steps, get a foul, and go lay that in, but that was great defense. They backpedaled, let him have his way, and he just walked all over himself. Corinth dodges a bullet there after the turnover. Loose ball on the floor. Guess who's got it? Fisher drops it to Anderson, who can't corral it. Anderson having a hard time catching the ball. Now Fisher setting him up twice. Inbound play for Bolton. These can be very dangerous when you have height on your team like Bolton does. They got Anderson roaming around in there. This will be Fisher up top, dodges the defender, wide open for three, and he left it short. Baseline jumper, rattles around and in. That's a big shot for Javonte Ray. He's got 5 with Jalen Fisher all over the ball handler no matter where he's at. This is Quentin Patterson working against him. Interior pass, and Taurus Gwynn, he backpedals and walks. That is a turnover forced by Jalen Fisher. I'll tell you this, Jalen may not be having his best offensive game. I think he only has 3 assists in the book, but he has shown me something on the defensive side of the ball. He is as active as it gets.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Not only is he limiting turnovers by Bolton, but he's creating a lot on the Corinth end. Real difference maker here in this game.
Fisher kicks it out on the wing. 3 ball on the way. Give him another assist. Javonte Ray. He's got 8, and it's a 7-point advantage for Bolton. This is what the Bolton Wildcats want. They want turnovers and crazy-paced basketball, and that's what they're getting right now. Trey Burkham now trying to instill some calm here. Splits the trap, stops at the elbow, kicks it out, and here's Stafford. He's been quiet lately, and Taurus Gwynn in the lane. Blocked from behind by Fisher. Gwynn gets it back and puts it in for 2, and the foul. That is perseverance and persistence for Taurus Gwynn.
I would love to be able to sit back after this game and break the film down and really be able to chart where Fisher is at one point when the set starts initially and where the guy ends up by the time the play is done.
When his coaches said that he has energy and a motor, I mean, that's it. This kid does not stop running the whole game. He's ran a couple miles in this game. You know he has. Nice move there, a little step back. That was smooth. A.J. Jones just calm, cool, collected, pushes the tempo, stops, and pops.
That was good defense, better offense.
52-46, a 6-point advantage for Bolton. Over the past several minutes, they've stretched this lead and hung on to it in that 4, 6, 8 range. And now the defensive pressure has really picked up. Stafford looks ahead. There's a reach in on Archie Bradley, a silly foul there, as Javen Morrison was on the attack. This Corinth team only has 2 seniors that get any amount of minutes. Those seniors are Kendall Stafford, who's a big player, and Hack Smith, the big man in the middle. But this isn't really Hack's game. The pace of this game is a little too quick and up and down. Too much ball handling required for somebody like Hack Smith to be effective. So they are a young team, a very bright future here. Here's Trey Burkham, the leading scorer for Corinth is Trey Burkham. 3 on the way from Stafford. That is a big shot right there. Not a whole lot of offense working, and Stafford just pulls up and puts in his 9th, 10th, and 11th points of the game. To the hole, strong, too strong. Comes off, cleared by Corinth. Here's Javen Morrison up ahead, 3 on 2. Pull-up jumper is good. That's Armand Wicks with his first 2. It's a 1-point game. Crowd getting into this now. 5:20 to play. Loose ball on the floor. Trey Burkham really harassing the ball carrier. Working against pressures, A.J. Jones. A.J. up top, guarded by Burkham. And we got a timeout by Bolton. That is a smart timeout by the coaching staff over there. This Corinth crowd starting to get into this game. And it'll be a full timeout.
Let's look back at that last pull-up jumper.
This instant replay presented by Powerade, and that was a wise decision by Wicks there. In transition, he had a 3-on-2. Instead of going right at the bigger defender, he just stopped and popped and knocked down a big bucket. We'll take a quick break here and bring you back for the conclusion of this game. Don't go anywhere. This is a very close game between Bolton and Corinth. You're watching the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic powered by SUV TV. It's an interesting scene here at the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic in Corinth, Mississippi. It's a 1-point game. Bolton leads with the ball. Bolton out of Arlington, Tennessee, and they're going against this homestanding Corinth Warrior basketball team. Jalen Fisher burrows into the lane, is called for the walk. He's lucky he wasn't called for the charge. That was a pretty good job by Armad Wicks to sell that. That was a excellent flop, if there is such a thing. And he gets the walk.
I'm trying to differentiate whether that was a flop or whether that really, hey, Fisher's a sturdy guy.
Fisher is strong now. He is put together for sure. So you're right. It might not have been as much of a flop as it looked. There's Gwynn, deflected by Fisher. Lob down low, saved by Gwynn. That was an errant pass by Javen Morrison, and he knows it. He's saying that was my bad, my bad. He wanted the lob, and Taurus Gwynn was not ready for that. Bolton has the lead by 1, and how about that? The full court pressure forces a turnover. The inbound pass hit the backboard. Trying to get it into Fisher. 4.5 to play. Corinth with a huge chance here to take the lead. They trail by 1. Trey Burkham, he's got it. And a 2-point advantage for Corinth. Run out the other way. Anderson almost walked, lost control. Stafford regains. Here comes Burkham the other way. Burkham poised with the ball, splits the trap. Here's Morrison in the lane to Gwynn, who spins and lays it in. What a play for the Corinth Warriors. Burkham and Gwynn. And here's Fisher into the front court. Blows by everybody and stuffs it. But that would be after the whistle. And that was something else there.
He knew it wouldn't count. That was strictly to show you guys, hey, I'm going to try to quiet this place down in a second.
And the crowd got the message, too. They're oohing and ahhing here. 3:45 to play. And now we got a dribbling expedition. He's in the lane. Fisher kicks it out. Anderson, big 3 on the way. He got it. Anderson has not been effective on the inside, but when he needed it, big 3 there on the assist from Fisher. 56-55. Bolton with the lead, and they force a turnover. The emotions are high all of a sudden with 3.5 to play.
Love how this game is picked up. I mean, it's been a hotly contested one the whole way through.
Here goes Fisher behind the back. What a move, and he dropped it. He dropped it in. Jalen Fisher. Give him 2 more. Nice move. Burkham loses it right in front of us. Loose ball. Fisher's got it. Of all people, and he's fired up. Jalen Fisher into the front court. Kicks it on the corner for 3. He got it. What a look from Fisher. Malik Ross knocks that one right between the eyes, and it's a 60-56 advantage for the Bolton Wildcats. How about that response? I tell you, Jalen Fisher, say what you want about the kid. He is a lightning rod. A polarizing figure. You'll see him get in the lane, behind the back dribble, puts the defender on skate, and knocks it in. And then the emotion afterwards is what the people do not like. Unless you're a Bolton Wildcat fan. In that case, you love the intensity and the spark he brings to the competition here, and I tell you, that's
you gotta love this. This is what it's all about. It's all about creating matchups that can create this type of excitement. As a player, you want to be able to have that respect of being hated by this crowd that's here, and of course, we mean the healthy type of sports hate. We don't mean it maliciously, but
that's right.
This is what it's about. It's just like that dunk that he made when the whistle had blown it dead.
He knew what he was doing.
Exactly, exactly. And you gotta love it. And this Corinth team they knew that type of player before the ball even tipped off, and they've been ready for it. That's what makes it such a great matchup. I can't wait to see the finish.
2:45 to play. Corinth all of a sudden in a 4-point hole. Jalen Fisher is fired up. He's all over this place right now, and he forces the travel right there. Claps his hands, motions to the crowd, and there are some Bolton Wildcat fans here as well. They're on the opposite side, and they're loving this right now. Fisher clearing out the offense. I think he wants 1-4 low. He's crisscrossing. He wants to make a move. There he goes with the left hand. Nice kick out. Wide open look. Shot up, no good. Anderson skies for the rebound. Back to the basket. Makes a move. Kicks it back out to Fisher wisely with 2:12 to play. Fisher, crisscross, working against his defender. Thinks about going right, and he's called for the carry, I think. That's exactly what that was. He turned that ball over, got a little carried away on the crossover.
That's always such a tough call to make because, it seems like the average guard these days is carrying the ball just as he's bringing it up.
You wonder how he crosses over that far without carrying, but he's been doing it pretty much the whole game. They choose to call it now, and Taurus Gwynn on the wing now. Trey Burkham, how about the trap? They're just trapping everywhere. Bolton is. Stafford in the corner to Morrison. Now Stafford up top, working behind the back against Ross. 3-ball on the way from the top of the key. Too strong. Cleared out of there by Bolton. 1:40 to play with a 4-point advantage, and Jalen Fisher wants the basketball. He's going to cross into the front court. Crossover, gets in the lane, behind the back, almost lost it, gets it back, 1:30, and another smart timeout by the Bolton coaching staff. That's Harold Scott. He's the head coach, and he is very good with using his timeouts. One of the coaches comes over to Jalen and gets a few words with him, maybe telling him, easy on the behind the back there. A little carried away on that drive. It looked like Armand Wicks almost had that dribble move figured out. He's gone to it enough.
Yeah, and when you have those kind of handles, sometimes it can be a gift and a curse, a gift that allows you to do a lot, and sometimes a curse that can make you do too much when it's not always necessary. A guy like that, he can lose you with the first move, but if he has to take it behind the back and add a little bit of hot dog to it, a lot of times it can be more worse than good.
You see it worked the first time. It had the oohs and ahs from the crowd. And Jalen's the type of player, you're right, his first step is good enough. Sometimes he doesn't need the second move. Just the first step is enough. And so that might be a little bit of what the coaching staff says, but all in all, he's played a complete game. He's great on the defensive end. His offense has been there in the second half. I've got him with 12 in the second half alone, and he's got 4 or 5 assists just in the fourth quarter.
Now, not to mention how many steals, as well as times where, you might not see it in the box score where he just affected a play defensively.
There you go. Trey Burkham, full court pressure. Ball handlers, A.J. Jones, and now it's Jalen Fisher. 1:20. Bolton wants to run the clock down. They could do it. It's 1:15 to play. That's not unreasonable. And here's Fisher with the basketball, working against Strickland. Tata Strickland. Strickland reaching in, trying to get his hand on that basketball. 1 minute to play in the fourth. 4-point advantage, and they have the basketball. You got to think about who you want to foul. I'm assuming it's not Fisher. Oh, there's Trey Burkham with a heads-up play. Loose ball on the floor. Fisher has it. Reach in, and a foul. I believe they're going to get Stafford. And I tell you, you look up at the scoreboard. This is really important. There's only 3 team fouls. Only 3 team fouls for Corinth. They've got 4 more to go just to get in the bonus. I wonder if the coaching staff realizes that because they don't have enough time to foul many. Here's A.J. A.J. Jones. Marshawn McKinney. McKinney with the ball on the left hand. Trey Burkham is all over the place. Can't get a turnover.
That was tough right there. Can't fault the officials. They didn't have really the angle that we had, but it looked like they were able to get that out of bounds off of Bolton.
Anderson will come out. This is a ball handling, free throw shooting substitution. Archie Bradley into the game. You have to play the foul game at this point if you're Corinth. I don't see, and there it is. Tata Strickland's going to reach in and foul. That's the thing. There's still several fouls to give. They still got to foul 3 more times before somebody goes to the line. Tata Strickland, a freshman, matched up against Jalen Fisher, a junior. That's another thing. Fisher's only a junior. Some people in the gym no doubt think he's a senior.
So you talk about the energy in this game, and maybe only 24 seconds or so, but in basketball, stranger things have happened. That's a lot of time.
I don't have a free throw percentage for Jalen Fisher. If all the scouting saying that he's a true point guard is true, I would assume that he is a good free throw shooter. Reach around foul, and Javen Morrison thought we might get a jump ball as Jalen slipped there. And I believe that is the 7th. So Jalen will go to the line for a 1-and-1, and he can really ice the game. Makes 2 here. It's a full 2-possession game. That would mean it's a 6-point game. The front end of this 1-and-1 is crucial. Jalen Fisher, the 23rd best player in the class of 2016, according to ESPN. And he sinks the first very calmly.
He's been a cool customer. You know, he's a high-energy guy, had some foul trouble in the first half, didn't go the way he wanted, but he was still able to bottle that energy and use it appropriately here in the second half.
He calmly knocks down both. Bolton with the pressure. They're going to get a turnover out of this. Loose ball. Fisher gets it and slams it and screams at the defender. That will pretty much do it. A stop and pop jump shot. No good. The last shot attempt was by Tata Strickland, and that's how this one will end. A stuff from Jalen Fisher off the steal, and that summarizes the second half. Not necessarily the whole game, but the second half was Jalen Fisher's show. He was a defender, a scorer, and just a pest all over the floor. An impressive showing by him. Bolton wins this one 64-56. A look at that last play where Fisher gets his hand in there, disrupts the play, and stuffs it home for the win with a little scream for emphasis at the end, and that's the kind of people aren't thrilled about. And, of course, the player of the game, you knew this was coming, is number 10 for the Bolton Wildcats, none other than Jalen Fisher. He'll receive a medallion and a little award presentation here. And the Corinth fans, they do show him some love. It is it's a tough love right now as he just knocked off the homestanding Warriors. But we have plenty more action to come, so don't go anywhere. It's the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic. We'll tell you about the teams we have on deck when we come back. It is going to be a fun night here in Corinth, Missouri. 2 games left to finish day number 1, and then we got a full day tomorrow as well. You're watching the Lighthouse Thanksgiving Classic, powered by SUV TV.